Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in. And let's start off with this tweet here. I highly advise you all go listen into this. This is Blockstars with David Schwartz, Central Bank Digital Currencies. And they are really kind of talking about DLT technology and the opportunity for them to actually essentially support a global CBDC system and more. And this is also including Anthony Welfare, who is the CBDC advisor at Ripple. This is an incredible 30-some minute long discussion between the two within DLT and CBDCs, and it really kind of paints a picture on where we are headed around DLT technology. And I've always said that at the end of the day, we will need DLT technology to 100% power the CBDC system, or the new CBDC system, if you will, because if we don't, they're just going to be as inefficient as fiat. And why will that be? Well, we will be running on the legacy system. We need something to leapfrog the legacy system into a new technological revolution around fiat. And what's going to be that? Well, it's going to be digital fiat powered by DLT, efficient DLTs, by the way, like the XRP Ledger. The XRP Ledger has incredible efficiencies. Hedera has a great DLT. Some other ones are in this market as well, like the XDC one or Zinfin. There's so many great DLT technologies that are supporting incredible and vast use cases, and I do believe that this one is very substantial. And in fact, we actually just spoke about this yesterday in my XRP video, where we were talking about tokenization, digitization. Everything is happening so fast. And we do see a question down here from XRP Crypto Wolf. Anyone else worried that a CBDC on the XRP ledger will be used to control our money? And we do see Anderson say not really. And I recently talked about this back in September, actually. I said, it's funny how people think that CBDCs will essentially make us slaves. Like 99% of us aren't already a slave to the current monetary system. Will CBDCs be a huge invasion of privacy and allow for even more control? I said, sure, but money already controls the world anyways. And again, like a lot of people believe that CBDCs are going to be this evil tool used to, spy on everyone's transactions, all this kind of stuff. You got to remember that at the end of the day, almost all transactions that are being made in terms of fiat are still traceable and trackable. So again, I'm not really worried about CBDCs at all. If anything, we are still utilizing a bank account, with fiat. And a bank could easily shut down. A bank owns all your money that's in a bank account anyway. So listen, there's a lot bigger things to worry about than CBDCs essentially making us a slave, because we already are to the monetary system. Everyone is stuck in this rat race, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay bills. It's everyone's situation right now, no matter who you are. I mean, yeah, sure, there's other people out there that are, extremely well off, like, some celebrities, billionaires. I mean, it is what it is, but for the most part, a very large percentage of us, the 99% of us that are out here trying to grind, make ends meet, trying to do everything the right way, we are essentially a slave to the monetary system. And I've said this time and time again before. And also, talking about CBDCs, PolySign. Remember what I said the other day about PolySign. It is a big area of focus point, especially if you are an XRP holder. Like if you are holding XRP, if you are focused on CBDCs, if you're focused on the XRP ledger as well being utilized for CBDCs, this is the big one to watch for, because I've always said that PolySign will play a pivotal role in Ripple as well as XRP's success. And we do see another great interview between Thinking Crypto 1 and Jack McDonald of PolySign in this clip, touching on the subject of CBDCs. And shout out to Dip_collector for this, but listen closely to this.
CBDCs are coming in hot and heavy. Every central bank around the world pilot testing, doing something different. They will be built on different blockchains. I don't know if this makes sense, but are you guys planning on how you can support maybe holding large amounts of value, with CBDCs and different blockchains and having interoperability and things like that?
So some of my peers, when they listen to this, and colleagues here will assume that I asked you to ask me that question, because we're spending a lot of time within Polynet on doing just that and working with other organizations. There's an organization that just got approval to work with the Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlements around a CBDC project that we're potentially going to be working with them and others. So this is very much of a focal point for us.
And focus on what he just said. Working with the UK and the BIS on a CBDC pilot. and they will most likely be working with them. That is a very crucial one to touch on and listen into and pay attention to as well.
Play a pivotal role, not a comprehensive solution, but a role in doing that. And you mentioned the word interoperability. I think we're a long way off from having a uniform one blockchain that serves everyone's needs. But you could have said the same thing about the internet 25 years ago, where there was a bunch of number of different internet service providers. And now there's, we really have one internet. That's a long way off. In the meantime, I think our focus continues to be around building tools that are interoperable with other layer ones and layer one chains. And particularly when you think about central bank digital currencies by their very nature being sovereign backed, it's going to take a while before different countries agree to operate on a similar platform or uniform code. And so we're trying to help bridge some of the gaps there. And I think that's going to be a really exciting space. As you suggest, there's a lot of sandbox experiments going on, and in some cases, even more developed proof of concepts.
And I'm telling you guys, when we talk about PolySign, every single time that we bring up PolySign on this channel, it's just such a very interesting area of discussion because we don't have a ton of information on PolySign. I've talked to you guys about this company so many times in the past, just simply because there's so many major names joining this project that are a part of it. David Schwartz, Arthur Brito. I mean, those are the big two that are behind this project. And again, direct ties to Ripple. This is probably one of the most interesting companies out there in this space, just because of there's just it's almost like a mystery that you have to go and look into. But it is kind of centered around custody of digital assets, supporting digital assets, and of course, even working on and developing CBDC solutions. So very interesting. Definitely go check them out. I highly advise you go, listen into this discussion as well with Thinking Crypto 1 and Jack McDonald. Very, very interesting subject here. And, it's a very large topic as well. And again, more on, CBDCs. We do see over here, Britain's financial services minister has said a delay in issuing a digital pound would create economic and financial problems. Now the Bank of England is trying to avoid the collapse of pensions. You want a digital, you're going to get it. And again, I do believe that the entire digital push globally is going to happen a lot faster and a lot sooner than anyone can really expect. A lot of people in the XRP community have always said it's going to happen overnight. It's going to happen overnight. We don't know if it's going to happen overnight, but it's definitely going to happen a lot sooner than anyone can really kind of expect things. Got to remember that when they say, oh yeah, it's going to be delayed, it's going to happen next week, it's going to happen next month, next year, whatever, they mean that it's going to happen very, very soon, sooner than they say, and it's going to happen all at once. Everything is going to be streamlined. You got to remember that regulations and CBDC discussions are being moved very fast from their expected dates to a lot sooner dates. And I do think that this is for good measure, and I also do think that it's because of the overall economic environment around a lot of these major countries. And also, we do see over here from the Ripple Swell Global 2022 agenda is now live. Sessions will cover cross-border payments, crypto liquidity, tokenization, crypto regulation, and more. And the funny thing about this is, guess where it's centered? London, UK. Very interesting. And also, when you go and check this out, they actually fully redesigned this. We've been talking about the Swell event for a while. It's probably one of the biggest events in the XRP community around Ripple, and we do see Discover Real Value. We've talked about this a little bit, but now we have a little bit more of an insight on what's going to be happening here, and we'll touch on that here in a second. But check out some of the major names here from MasterCard, Bank of America. Again, we talked about some of these names in the past. We did a full-on breakdown of this. You do see Lulu there as well, BCB, SC Ventures, Binance, United Texas Bank. We do see a few individuals from Ripple. We do see Trust Wallet, Zange.com, Tranglo. Again, so many big names. We do see KeyRock. We also see Ernst & Young, XBAT, Cascade Financial Technology as well. And then here we have the agenda. So day one. We do see a few things here. Global payments landscape, a cohesive strategy to CBDCs, CBDC Innovate, global hackathon, networking launch, leveraging crypto within business operations, crypto liquidity, payment use cases, crypto custody, cryptocurrencies and financial compliance, the role of banks in the development of or deployment of CBDCs, blockchain innovation awards, and then again, it kind of wraps up there. But a lot of CBDC discussions in just day one. And then day two, we do see crypto regulatory frameworks, stable coins, institutional DeFi, financial inclusion and green blockchain technology, climate and sustainability. Very interesting. I think that we will see a lot of updates around this time as well in terms of November 16th and the 17th. And I've always said that, guess what? London is ready. The UK is officially ready as well. Well, I should say the United Kingdom itself is ready, not just London. But this is all centered on CBDCs. Understand that. And more so, talking about CBDCs, we do see over here U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen. She referenced Terra and also Tether in touting the importance of crypto regulations during a fireside chat at the IMF's annual meeting. And also, just so that you guys know, what really kind of came from this was her essentially saying that it's certainly worth getting involved in developing a CBDC. Now, remember, this is the Treasury Secretary. And if you guys don't know who Janet Yellen is, I highly advise you go check her out. And also check out this overall article that got posted by Watcher Guru. The U.S. is ready. I think that the U.S. is moving fast on CBDCs as well. Regulations will be ushered in around this as well. Because remember, all of these major areas want to go digital because of the inefficiencies that are plaguing the current legacy system. We've talked about what does kind of get unlocked when you move towards a CBDC-driven system. There's transparency that could ultimately help you avoid, a 2008-like financial crisis, which was really kind of proven by Quant CEO Gilbert Verdian, actually. There's a lot more in terms of this as well. You really kind of streamline almost every single major process in terms of cross-border payments, liquidity, all that kind of stuff. It's a very interesting area, and I also think that that's why we will see a lot of this being covered at the Swell event, cross-border payments, crypto liquidity, tokenization, and all of that, because it's really kind of centered on CBDCs. You got to think about it, right? If you're going to have a full-on digitized revolution around fiat currency, it unlocks all of the major innovations around these specific topics. That's why when we went to, I think it might have been on the first homepage. There was an area on Ripple's website that talked a little bit about the discussions behind a lot of these major use cases. I think it might have been in customer use cases, I want to say. I think it was either in customer use cases or it might have been in crypto liquidity, but it was just centered around crypto-driven use cases in general and really kind of optimizing the entire inefficient financial system that we have right now. But we all know that at the end of the day, a lot of it's centered around cross-border payments with XRP. I mean, this is the big bread and butter use case if you are an XRP holder. I mean, this is the one that I've been focused on myself. There's still other use cases as well, like around treasury management, treasury innovations utilizing digital assets itself. But a lot of this is, for the most part, around cross-border payments. But you even do see over here, our proven technology and global networks enable remittances, SME payments, disbursements, and also even treasury flows that are faster, more reliable, and more affordable for organizations and their customers. And this is exactly why we will see a lot more movement around the digital space. It's simply because of the efficiencies that are being unlocked through crypto. And this is why I do believe that there is a huge importance on crypto regulations so that these major areas could fully adopt and dive into crypto-driven use cases and innovations around, of course, guess what? The digital US dollar. And I think that this is why we should focus on CBDCs. And I think that this is also why everyone should be listening in on these major podcasts that are discussing the opportunity for DLT technology like the XRP ledger to essentially be utilized for CBDC issuance like it has been already. And with all of that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.